Hey folks, welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to be fine-tuning masks and working with multiple masks. I'm going to start by selecting my layer here, clicking here and selecting the ellipse tool, which will create a round mask. I'm going to click on my layer and drag a circle around the purple sphere. When I've drawn my mask, I'm going to click back on my selection tool, and if you want to, you can grab a handle here and you can move the mask around to get it closer to the object you want to cut out. If you want to, you can open the mask in the timeline and you can use mask expansion to expand or contract what you've drawn to get it closer to what you're after. I'm not too keen on that though, so I'm just going to put it back to what it is. I prefer to actually individually move these vertex points here. So you've got a vertex point here, a vertex point here, here and here. And it's these that you can adjust to fine-tune your mask. If you hold the Shift key, you can deselect all of them, like so. You can then keep holding your Shift key and select one vertex. You can then move it up and down to adjust your mask. If you want to, you can use the arrow keys to move the vertex, which actually I prefer to do. I find it a little bit more user-friendly. I'm then going to select that vertex there, draw that in, select that vertex, draw that in a bit, and then this one here, and that'll do. I'm fairly happy with that mask. I'm going to go back here where it says add. The mask is now added to the layer. I'm going to put it back to none. Then I'm going to select mask, and you can see the mask on the layer and the rest of the layer underneath. If you want to put the mask back on, click here and go to add. For the moment though, I'm going to put it back to none because I want to draw another mask around the small sphere just below it to the left. So I'm going to select mask again, and I'm going to click and drag a mask around the small sphere, like so. You can open it if you want to fine-tune it again by using mask expansion, but again I'm not too keen on that, so if I want to make any adjustments I'm going to click back on my selection tool and I'm going to use the Shift key to click on individual points and move them as I see fit. So I'm going to select probably that point there, move it down a bit, that point there, move that up a bit, this vertex, move that in a bit, and that one as well, just to draw the mask in. I'm going to put that mask also to none, and if you click on that mask there and that mask there, you can see that there's two masks, one on this sphere, one on this sphere, but we can still see the layer underneath for reference. Now, what I also want to do is have a mask on the reflection here and here, and there's a quick way of doing that. I'm going to select this mask, which is a sort of a coffee pinky colour, and I'm going to go to Edit and Duplicate. I've now got another version of that mask shown here by Mask 3. I'm going to change the colour of it by clicking here and giving it just a different colour so it's easier to spot. I'm going to click on OK. I'm then going to drag the duplicate and put it underneath like so. I'm going to select mask 2, which is my smaller sphere mask. I'm going to duplicate that also, edit, duplicate. I'm going to change the colour of that, maybe a nice light green, and I'm going to have a blue. Click on OK, and I'm going to drag that duplicate like so. So we've now got 4 masks, one on the main sphere, one on the reflection, one on the small sphere, and one on the small sphere reflection as well. And if you look down in the timeline, you can see we've got 4 masks. They're a little out of order. You can see 1, 3, 2, 4. But in all honesty, that doesn't hugely matter at the moment. I'm going to get them off none, and I'm going to put them back on add, like so, and again, and again, and again. If I now deselect, we can see that we've got 4 masks cutting out one sphere, two spheres, reflection and reflection. I'm going to drag another layer from here and stick it underneath like so. So we can now see a pretty good composite. We've got the purple sphere layer above and composited underneath a water bottle filling up a glass. I'm going to grab the purple spheres and move them over here, just so it's a bit more graphically balanced. And then again, I'm going to deselect the layer, and we can now see that the purple spheres have been cut out and composited onto the layer underneath. You can make further adjustments though. If we suddenly decide that we want to get rid of the reflection here and here, we can click on those layers. So I'm going to click on mask 4, which is this small mask here, and I'm going to put it on none. I'm also going to click on the orange mask, which is mask 3, and put that on none as well. As you can see, the reflection masks, which was the blue one and the orange one, have now disappeared because we've put them to none here and here. And we're now just left with the purple spheres. If you want to put the reflection back, you can click on Add, and you can put them back in if you wish. So even if you've drawn a mask, you can get rid of it and put it back on according to taste, just by going to None, like so. Okay folks, that was a very short, basic guide to adding masks and working with multiple masks. Hope you found that useful. See you in the next tutorial.